Welcome to episode 4 of the LoraineCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Skimmon, and today we're talking with Nate Woodward, president of the Bodnar Printing Company. Join us as Nate discusses the transition of the print industry in the face of digital advancements. Nate will discuss the importance of tangible marketing materials, including direct mail and packaging. He will share how the experienced Bodnar staff ensures high quality, how the sales process has changed, and his views on the future of the print industry. Nate's daughter and my son have gone to school together since kindergarten. We spent a number of birthday parties and school functions getting to know each other and talking about business. Interestingly, Nate attended high school with my wife, Naree. Here's my conversation with Nate Woodward. Despite the prevalence of digital marketing, the significance and impact of high-quality printed materials should not be overlooked. From company identity pieces to marketing materials, the print medium offers businesses a tangible touch point in an increasingly intangible world. These printed pieces not only reinforce branding, but also establish a sense of trustworthiness and credibility. But what goes into creating these impactful materials, and how has the world of printing adapted in the face of digital advancement? To shed light on this, I'm in Lorain, Ohio with Nate Woodward, president of the Bodnar Printing Company. Hi, Nate. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ed?
I'm good. So how has the rise of digital influenced the printing industry, and what strategies or innovations has the Bodnar Printing Company implemented to navigate this shift?
Well, digital marketing has affected and influenced us greatly. It's both improved our processes, and it's made some old mediums go away, such as forms and some other ways. It's enhanced with email marketing, and it's also pushed people into direct mailing as well to reinforce that email marketing. So it's both helped us and changed our business.
Sure. So can you delve a little deeper into the value of printed materials and how it affects marketing and the relevance of print in today's digital world?
The relevance is that a printed piece always has to be touched. Whether you take that piece and walk it over to the recycle bin and put it in there, you've still at least touched it, looked at it, and maybe got annoyed. But something on that piece probably got into your brain, and you read it and you saw it. Whereas some of the digital methods don't necessarily get to their audience. They get tossed out by spam. They don't even make it to your inbox. Gets in junk mail.
I've toured your shop and can confirm that you guys run a diverse set of projects, everything from business cards to brochures, manuals, and yard signs. How do you ensure consistent quality, especially with high volume jobs?
I have a very dedicated staff who have been with us for, I think, a minimum of 15 years as the least tenure employee. And they all know what to look for, and we have multiple layers of quality control.
So you've been here over 2 decades. I'm sure you've seen lots of changes. Let's start with the sales process. How has the sales process changed?
Oh my, where do I even begin? When I first started, I grew up in this business with my family's company. And when I first started, it was very face-to-face and very personal. People always wanted to see, touch, come and watch it run on the press. And that has changed dramatically because due to people's behaviors, email, text messaging, phones, they're less in person. And also with COVID, I think people working from home, they don't necessarily feel the need to come in any longer and see how it works. But it's still there, but it definitely has changed.
Has it changed your footprint? Historically, a lot of print shops just did the neighborhood businesses jobs.
Absolutely. Whereas we would do everything local, Lorain. If you branched out to Elyria or Westlake or even Cleveland was a big deal. Now we have customers in California, we have customers all over the United States, and we ship all over the world.
And how do you market or reach these businesses outside of the area?
Word of mouth. Some have come because companies have been bought up and moved. Also through our web search. They seem to find us somehow.
You relocated to your current site in about 2015, is that right?
Yes.
I imagine this was a pretty significant investment. How did the transition here influence day-to-day operations and the overall dynamics?
We were probably 10 years in need of making this move. We had outgrown our building by far for a long time, and everyone was all over each other. Yes, it was a significant change. It was very difficult to move, especially because we have heavy equipment, but it helped with morale. We have lots of space. It gave us a little more legitimacy. Sometimes people think bigger is better, and it just gave us more space and more room to grow.
Looking forward, what are some of your assumptions about the print industry, and how are you adjusting how things work here to adapt to that?
I think the traditional methods of printing are probably going to continue to wane away. The growth side of things are direct mail, packaging, which we do both of, wide format, banners, signs. That will never go away. I think we'll always need that. And we're continuing with our upgrades in software and ingratiating ourselves with customers as far as becoming part of their process. Like they can go onto a custom site and order their items through this site, and it actually ties directly into our management software. So when they make the order, it comes straight in and no human has to touch it until it gets to the press. That obviously cuts off cost and helps them in the end.
Let's focus on you for a minute. What experiences shaped your professional journey, and what ultimately drew you to stick with Bodnar Printing?
I grew up here. My father bought the business in 1980, and I grew up in the business. It was basically our family. The business was our family. So my dad he wanted to be a photographer. There really wasn't a lot of money to be made at the time, or at least not where he was. So he went to the next best thing, which was printing, because you had to develop film in order to make plate and then turn it into a printed piece. And my father, starting it from where it was and growing it to where he did, greatly influenced me, and the pride that he took in the work. And I think I caught some of that. I really didn't want to do this growing up. I think that's a natural part of growing up in a business like this, but he finally convinced me to come back, and here I am 23 years later. And I love it. Like it's in my blood. There's no way around it.
Finally, what are some of your interests outside of Bodnar Printing, and how do these activities help you recharge and bring a fresh perspective to your work?
I love spending time with my family. My daughter, she plays sports. She's in 8th grade now, and we do a lot of things together as a family. And I know my wife and I, 4 times a week, we go work out in the morning. So that's a good thing. That helps recharge the batteries, I think.
Sure. Nate, thanks so much for sharing your insights and expertise with us today. If anyone wants to learn more, visit the Bodnar Printing Company website at bodnarprinting.com or follow the link in the show notes. Thanks, Nate.
You're welcome, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the LoraineCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. We hope you found this conversation informative and that it provided some ideas that will help your business continue to grow. Please follow us on your favorite podcast platform to hear each episode, where we shine a spotlight on local resources that will boost your business. And we want to hear from you. Email ed@loraincounty.com to share your feedback and topic ideas.